How's it going, everyone? My name is Maximilian, and you know why I'm here. Hype is flowing through the air, and the latest 2 characters have been revealed. Welcome back to episode 7 of the Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 Character Breakdown. Before we move on to the 2 latest fighters, let's focus on some of the details that was released for Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 since the last Character Breakdown. There was an official announcement for the online changes in UMVC 3. You might already be aware of these changes, but let's cover them just in case. Ultimate Marvel 3 Spectator Mode can hold up to a total of 6 players per lobby. Prior to entering a ranked or private match, you can now study the stats of your opponent. In the prior game, it could be difficult to figure out if a player disconnects frequently, but in Ultimate Marvel 3, their online habits will be represented by icons to make it even more obvious. Rematching features have been improved, and overall matchmaking is much better than the original game. If a match is unsuccessful while searching, it will actually return you to the search feature instead of dropping you back at the main menu. And finally, improved leaderboard functionality to track your own stats. All these changes are extremely welcome from the original Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and should make online play a lot smoother overall. The other big tidbit is that the Days of Future Past background has been revealed. The background itself looks great, but there's a small hint that's causing a lot of commotion. Similar to the original Uncanny X-Men comic book cover, there's a wanted poster in the background with several characters either confirmed as slain or apprehended. Thanks to Shoryuken.com, the list of apprehended characters is Colossus, Ruby Heart, Gambit, Hayato, Psylocke, BB Hood, and list of slain characters is Cyclops, Marrow, Iceman, Jin, Cable, Amingo, Captain Commando, and Sansan. These characters should sound familiar as they represent a large majority of the cast from Marvel vs. Capcom 2. But the most notable is the single character that has not been apprehended or slain. And of course, it's Mega Man. Let the speculation and rumors fly, but this could mean several things. Could the Days of Future Past stage be considered canon in the Marvel vs. Capcom universe? Well, I'll leave that up to you guys to decide. But now, let's take a look at everyone's favorite lawyer, Phoenix Wright.
Miss Walters, your witness!
First impressions of Phoenix are that he looks to be one of the most unique characters in the game. A lot of his normals look to have extremely awkward actions like him picking up paper and digging on the ground. But what I'm noticing are these icons that appear when he searches on the ground. This seems to tie in with a recent leak of information that happened about a week ago. It explained that Phoenix is a multi-stance character where he has investigation, court, and turnabout stances, and each stance has different moves. You also get an additional bar with your hyper that stores pieces of evidence that you have to pick up by pressing special and any normal as it explains. You can also throw out the junk, but you have to find solid evidence. But there's definitely a few things I was noticing during his trailer. He can actually pick up meat as well that recovers life. He can summon Maya, which acts as a physical barrier and would be great for finding evidence. And she also has a move that hits off the ground. Then we get a first glimpse of his level 1 hyper and some of his extremely awkward normals. And if you look closely here, he actually presents the evidence piece, which is the knife, and it summons a few projectiles. Objection Overruled looks like a large hitting physical hyper and also hits off the ground. And lastly, it appears if you hit an enemy with the objection move, he goes into his final mode. During this mode, the music changes and he gets some extremely damaging and useful specials. We then get a peek at his level 3, but all the footage so far pertains that you need to be in this mode to do it.
Who committed the crime? It's you! No alibi, no justice, no dream, no hope!
This is what happens when you don't pay the electricity bill, Doom.
Take this!
From the looks of these trailers, using Phoenix Wright effectively and what kind of a character he is still undefined. We see elements of keep away and we see some combo ability, but it's really hard to say what Phoenix Wright can actually do. And I'll be happy to give everyone the information available on how to make Phoenix Wright an effective character when he appears in the later episode of Ultimate Assist Me. But because of Phoenix Wright's extremely unique playstyle, he gets a 10 out of 10 on my personal hype meter. Let's move on and take a look at Nova. At first glance, Nova appears to be a heavy-hitting and multi-range character. Some of his moves include projectiles, OTGs that you can combo after, a flight mode, and an 8-way air dash. He's also one of the few characters in the game to share 3 level 1 hypers, with one heavily resembling Super Skrull's Inferno. But the one that caught my eye was his beam super that travels full screen. Don't look at the super itself, but pay attention to his life bar. After the super concludes, you see that all of his red health is now gone. This could perhaps mean that he sacrifices red health to maybe do more damage in the hyper? Now that would be an interesting mechanic, considering it's very similar to Baroque from Tatsunoko vs. Capcom. And for some reason I just can't shake it, but Nova reminds me of Captain Falcon for some reason. Space Police, F-Zero Driver, it's close enough. But after all that, I'm pretty excited for Nova myself. He seems like a rather straightforward character, but having an OTG move that he can follow up for combos, some pretty damaging level 1s, and he's got that 8-way air dash and flight, he looks to be pretty fun. Nova gets a 9 out of 10 on my personal hype meter.
That was for Nova Corps.
Thanks very much for watching the latest character breakdown, and if you'd like to expand your skills and learn these characters even before they come out, I encourage you to subscribe to this channel, as Phoenix Wright and Nova will have a pre-release tutorial available in the Ultimate Assist Me series. And if you haven't seen them already, Assist Me episodes are already available for Strider Hiryu, Hawkeye, Ghost Rider, and Firebrand. The links should be available on the screen now. This has been Maximilian, and I'll see you next time.